Three men, in their 70s, decided to rob a bank. First they enlisted the help of Jack, one of their sons-in-law, to train them on how to pull it off. Each of them visited the bank separately to scout out the camera's guards and exits. Then they selected a getaway vehicle and began physical training. The black gentleman of the group found online that police typically arrive at a robbery scene within 2 to 4 minutes, so they ran their first full drill. Took them 4 minutes and 54 seconds. At that pace, they might as well just catch a ride with a cop straight to prison. They planned to use guns only in the worst case scenario, but practicing with them was still essential. Soon the big day arrived, and their coordination had improved drastically. Their final rehearsal clocked in at 3 minutes and 7 seconds if luck was on their side. They could get out just before the police arrived. Next they needed an airtight alibi. Luckily a community event gave them the perfect cover. They recruited familiar faces to help provide alibi support. One of the men went to a deserted ticket booth. Joe had Einstein, an elderly man with dementia, sell ice cream in his place while he slipped into a bathroom. The black gentleman wearing a monster mask snuck out of a haunted house. At 2:30 the three men sat in a car distributing prop guns, loaded with blanks for safety. They chose not to use real bullets. They put on masks, hats, and backpacks, and marched confidently into the bank, locking the doors behind them. They had just 3 minutes. It was now 2:45. A gunshot rang out, signaling the start of their performance. Their professional demeanor stunned the bank employees. The guards surrendered immediately, and the manager smoothly dropped to the ground. Everything unfolded according to plan. Joe stood on a desk, controlling the scene like a pro, while the other two forced the tellers to open drawers and stuff cash into bags. Surprisingly, the bank had way more cash on hand than they'd expected. 4 seconds past that's when one teller discreetly pressed the silent alarm. The police were alerted and quickly dispatched. Meanwhile, the black gentleman saw a young woman nearby and was reminded of his own granddaughter. Afraid the robbery might traumatize her, he couldn't help but stop and chat briefly. Suddenly, his legs gave out beneath him. The young woman tried to help him and called for help. As she did, his sleeve slipped back, revealing his watch. 2 minutes had now passed. At that moment, the nervous bank manager picked up a gun one of the robbers had dropped and fired a shot, shattering the glass behind Joe. But Joe knew their gun had blanks, so he boldly played along, staging an exaggerated reaction. He then fired back several times with his own blank loaded gun, terrifying the manager, who probably wouldn't dare show up to work again. The trio made a smooth exit. Just as the cops arrived too late, investigators reviewed security footage and quickly suspected the 3 elderly men. But everyone they interviewed confirmed their alibis, all carefully staged during the community event. The police found no physical evidence either. Everything had been wiped clean, so the cops brought in bank employees to identify suspects, including the young woman who had seen the man's watch.